Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we are discussing Supervisory Committee meetings, part 2 of the series. As a quick overview, we will be finishing up where we left off in part 1 by discussing the thesis projects and the Gantt chart. The link to both the first Supervisory Committee meeting video and the part 1 of this series can be found in the video's description. I prefer to indicate whether you have started on it or not, and if not, when you plan to. There should be included the proposed and completed methods as a section, and I think it is vital to include these. So first outline the methods you have completed for your project, and then outline your proposed methods that you have not yet completed. Also mention when those methods would be completed for. So for instance, let's say I'm awaiting REB approval for my study. I would write down the current methods I have completed, which would be submitting for ethics, and on whichever date that I receive that approval, I will be starting X, Y, and Z methods. In the methods, you must include a PICO statement, which stands for Population Intervention Control and Outcome. If you have results, demonstrate your results in figure, table, in-person model format, whichever makes sense for your data. If you're demonstrating by table format, if it is a big table, you might want to highlight the important comments of the table for quick readability and comprehension in a presentation format. At the end of discussing each thesis project, I like to do an overview of where I would like to publish the work and which conference I will be submitting to if I know the information already. Each thesis project might have a different number of slides dedicated to it. For instance, if you haven't started the project yet, then maybe only 2 to 3 slides would make sense. Whereas, let's say you just completed your meta-analysis, you will have several results slides to work through. Also, this is a technique I learned for a larger presentation. You can have a flow diagram on the bottom of each slide to showcase to the audience where you are in your presentation. I only typically include this for very large presentations because it does take up text room on the slide. And finally, the Gantt chart. This chart I would recommend starting at the very beginning of your program. However, it is never too late to start one. This chart will summarize exactly what needs to get done and when. It sets your own expectations and theirs. This Gantt chart I am showing is an example of a master's thesis one. However, in a PhD thesis, I would have separated each thesis project in different colors to organize it. Every Gantt chart will look different. However, the one that I use is a free one off of online, which shows when projects are ahead or over timeline. The link to the one I use is in the description of this video if you'd like to access it. This one slide I would argue is the most important slide for your committee to reflect on your work and for yourself to have self-reflection of your own work. It shows not only your progress to date, but the plan of your entire thesis projects. Overall, think of this meeting as a learning opportunity rather than an examination. This is a chance for you to demonstrate your progress and how you have taken their expert advice and implemented it into your own thesis research, academics, or extracurriculars. One aspect that I have learned consistently is to never assume your committee, or really any group meeting that took place more than a week or two ago, will remember everything from the last meeting. It is always good to recap on the past meeting to get a more successful meeting with more engaged committee members who will give you better recommendations. For instance, imagine I told you that peanut butter and jelly are perfect together, but I'm going to try new combinations to see if there are other great combos out there. But you forgot from last meeting that I was going to try out new ones. You might spend the first half of the meeting clueless as to why I'm talking about bananas and chocolate. It is always good to reorient on what happened last time to get a more fruitful meeting. This was another aspect I learned, was that the more prepared you are, the more the committee will admire you. Did you know you can hide slides? So let's say that you think your committee will ask you why you didn't choose honey but chose bananas and chocolate, to keep the same analogy. You could have a slide prepared awaiting to be shown as to why you picked that way. Committees are also impressed if you are able to send an excellent professional email to them, have sent documents on time, and made their lives easy. For instance, I always send my meeting documents on the same Outlook calendar invite that I send for the meeting. Everything is there with the click of a button, and they can find the documents with ease. No searching through their email history. More organization gives you brownie points and a more engaged committee who have the materials in front of them. So thank you for listening today. Please be sure to comment below if you have any questions or would like me to expand on any of the topics in further detail in video format. Also, please like and share if you found this video helpful. If you would like to get updates on when my new videos come out, please click the subscribe button. Thank you.